Welcome, friends. Pour your favorite cup of tea, coffee, or cocoa and settle in for Sips from the Sip from the Utica Institute Museum. Sips from the Sip is all about sharing the history of little-known people and places in Mississippi. We're serving up truth, justice, with a dollop of sass. I'm your host, Jean Green. Today's episode is the 26th of a multi-part series of readings and discussions from the book Black Man's Burden. Joining me today to discuss Chapter 13 is Ms. Cassandra Ellis. She is a graduate of Hinds Community College, the Utica campus. Cassandra served the campus in several capacities. She was the TechNet specialist, VR, virtual reality specialist, and handled user support. We are welcoming to our program today Ms. Cassandra Ellis. Ms. Ellis has a deep connection to the Utica campus and to the story of William Holtzclaw. She has been a student on the Utica campus. She has been an employee on the Utica campus, and she is a friend of the museum and the programs that we have been doing to encourage students to learn the story of William Holtzclaw. So, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. It has been great. My journey has been awesome with the Utica community. I love Utica. It's, my home of all homes in my heart. So, thank you.
So, what we're going to talk about today during this time is Black Man's Burden, Chapter 13. The first thing I have been talking to folks about is their impression of the book. How did you get into it? Get into his story?
Well, my first impression of the book was very informative, educational. I love the fact that he never gave up. Like, he always pursued his dream, his vision, and his goals. So no matter who put him down, hurt him, or anything of that factor, he made sure that he stayed, in tune with the goals that he wanted to do.
Exactly. That's right. That was one of the things that really resonated with me, because especially today, sometimes we'll get discouraged by the obstacles that are thrown in our path or we stumble over. And it's not how many times you fall down. And Holtzclaw showed that if you get back up, you can keep on going. You can put that one foot in front of the other. So yes, that's definitely something that has real world implications to me. Don't let your setbacks hold you back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anything else about Holtzclaw?
Other than the fact that he made sure he had people to kind of support him on his journey. Sometimes he didn't have people to support him, but he pressed on anyway. But the fact that he had a lot of people that was there to support him because they saw the vision that he was trying to pursue. And I just love the fact that, there were people, not only of colored people, there's, other races that would help him pursue the dream of what, the Negroes at that point in time needed to, help. Making that dream to reality is the main thing that really stuck out to me.
And you just mentioned that he had not just black people supporting him, and not just white people way off somewhere supporting him. He had support from whites and black folks in the Utica community and surrounding area.
Yes.
When he first came to Mississippi, he wasn't getting that.
Not at all.
So let's talk a little bit about this chapter. He's trying to get some land in this chapter.
Yes, he is trying to get, I believe, 1,600 acres of land for the school, since they already established the school down the street, like 5 miles down the street, and they already had some buildings. But his vision and goal was to move the school into a bigger area so that more people will be able to be educated,
right?
Be able to learn different skills. So his dream and his goals was to move the school down the street with bigger buildings or bigger places for people to learn, so that everybody, not just people in the Utica environment, but other people from other parts of Mississippi could come in and actually, be educated at this lovely college. So the fact that he pursued a dream or goal of getting this 16 acres, he had some challenges. Financial challenges was the main thing, but the other main thing was people did not want him to get the land because it was only about a mile away from the town where most of the Caucasians were. Right. So they did not really want him to get the land because they felt like it's going to disrupt their town and things were going to cause problems and issues. Right, but he pretty much gave speeches and gave, different notaries letting them know it's not going to cause any issues or trouble. And if anything, it's going to improve things. Help out the community, help out the town, improve people's skills and mindset and educate them. So it should not be a worry that, if we build the school down the street from you guys, it's going to be all right. Like, we're not going to disrupt anything. We're not going to come to the town and destroy anything. And anything's going to help you guys. Right. So he just made sure to make that known.
But that was that problem. He had somebody that owned that land that promised it to him.
Yes.
But he didn't get it in writing.
He did not get it in writing, unfortunately. But even though he did not get it in writing, the Lord was in good faith with him. And the people who did try to stop him, later on decided, okay, we're not going to get the land. You can pretty much go forth and try to buy it. Even though at that point in time, the land price, got a little higher, but he still pursued it. And people were willing to help give resources and funds so that he was able to get the land. But I think one of his close friends, he was a banker, and he was the one who pretty much, I think in the beginning, I'm not sure he was the banker at the point in time or another gentleman was the banker, but they denied him the loan at first of getting the money for the land. Right. And then later on, a couple years or a couple months, they actually, gave him the resources to buy the land because, different people of board of trustees, promised their parts of the land or did pledges and things of that nature to try to, help and assist him in getting the land.
While you were talking about that, I wanted to add in a point about when the man promised him the land, but he didn't get it in writing, and he went back and the man denied him the deal, the land deal. Some of his associates said, you ought to sue this man. But he was told, if you sue the man, it may make problems for you down the road. And I'm really happy he followed that advice. When Holtzclaw writes this story and he tells it, to me it seemed a little like a Christmas story movie, Everything was just so terrible. And then on Christmas Day, all of these great things happened. And all of these telegrams bringing the money to him just fell in his lap over the course of a few hours. So sometimes when you're reading it, it seems a little too good to be true.
Sometimes it does, but reality does happen like that at times. So even though you feel like you're short down and out and nothing's going to come through, sometimes it comes right on time, just when you need it. And that happens a lot, and a lot of people don't believe in that.
Yes, that's true. I think about how the school has changed over the course of the time that I've been here. And I find peace and encouragement in Holtzclaw's story. Because I look around at some of the changes that have made. I've been here since 2000, and it's now 2023. And over the course of that time, it seems like the school has been on a downward decline. We lost the high school. We lost the amount of students that we had. We have lost funding in several different areas. And it looks like sometimes we're getting closer to the end, and then something will happen. Someone will come through. We'll get someone that will come to the campus that will be excited about a program, or wants to involve students in technology, or wants to involve students in reigniting the agriculture program. Yes. And what we need is to give encouragement to those folks when they come to us on fire. Instead of being just, we ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. We're never going to have the money.
It's about pulling resources and knowing how to get things without money. Because a lot of people like to donate.
Yeah.
Like to give things out like they're not using or anything of that nature, so you can recycle some of the things, or you can give certain projects to certain departments so that they can, use their skills so that they can teach their students, hey, you can make a dress for this person for this event. You can build a little house or a dog house for somebody that's down the street. Like certain little things that you can give projects to for the students on campus. And then if you have anybody that's coming to the campus trying to bring a new program, at least entertain the idea. You can see where it can possibly go. Even though you might not have the resources, the person that came to you might have some resources for you to be able to jumpstart that program.
Exactly. I really like that thought because you and I have seen that play out. And I'm always thrown back to when Holtzclaw started, where he came from and how he pulled those programs in and helped students where they were. He didn't try to push this aside, the student aside, and go, well, they're not Spelman material. They're not Howard material. I can't deal with them. He dealt with them all and their parents.
Just all of them.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. They just use the resources that they feel like that person can do, the skills that they already had to have them to improve on it. Pretty much just allowing them to be themselves and just giving them more tools to be more advanced.
Right.
So there's just helping them out in different ways instead of showing them to the side. It's the main thing that I loved about Holtzclaw. He believed in his people and believed the fact that, even though we might not have that much resources, we can do a lot with a little. You guys can pull together and actually still expand with the little resources that you have. Just because you have small resources does not mean you can't make a big impact.
Say that again for the people in the back. Just because you have small resources does not mean you cannot make a bigger impact. Oh, yes, ma'am. That is so true. Yes, and we get caught up in what we can't do. We overlook what we can do. We overlook the impact we can make by sometimes we look for the newest. And we don't really need that to get where we need to get to. Because sometimes our students need, and we need, basic.
I always like the basic, because if you start off with the basic, at least the personnel or the scholars that you're trying to teach will know the basic before they know the advanced. So they can, gravitate towards the advanced when they get along that way. But most people like to go to the advanced. And a lot of people are left behind because they don't understand the advanced resources that we have. So if you're not really teaching the basic concept, then, they tend to get lost or fall behind due to the new resources that we have.
That's right, because you may discourage someone that just needs a little bit of a push, a little bit of encouragement. And that's something that I think we need to reinstate. What I used to see a lot of was the faculty and staff, taking on students as mentees. We mentored students, and that can be in any form.
Yes.
It could be encouraging them to go to class, helping them find a tutor, or helping them find, maybe they think they don't have the clothes to wear, helping them understand that they are fine the way they are. A lot of them come here and have zero time management skills, and just helping them get along that path. You had talked at one time about giving them an ear.
Just giving them an active listening ear. Giving them somebody to vent to or talk to. If they're having issues or problems, then you'll be able to sit there and be that confident person so that, they will be able to express to you, hey, this is going on at home, or hey, I don't think school is working out for me. And you can give them pretty much advice on things that you can give advice to, or direct them to a personnel that can give them better advice than you can. So the main thing is making sure you're that person that they can come to so that they can talk to, so they can feel more open, because a lot of students don't feel like they can be open. So you leave that door open for them and let them know, but you have to let them know that you're able and willing to listen
Right.
to them, then they're more likely to come to you to talk about certain things.
Right.
And you not being judgmental or anything of that nature will allow them to feel more comfortable with you. So pretty much being able to be that active listener and just being engaged with the students and not shutting them down, or actually supporting them when they have an event or campus or doing something, shows them, oh, okay, they really care. Oh, I can go to this person and show them my project. I can go to this person and see if they can help me, matriculate in this area. So just leaving that door open so that they'll be able to see that you're transparent and you're able to help them if they need that assistance.
Exactly. I like that. Active listening. That means not really ready to jump in and interject something, right?
Yes.
But listening to that person constructively.
Yes. Just sitting there being patient, let them talk out the things that they need to talk out. And if you have advice for them to help improve their life, then give it to them. But if you don't have that advice, don't give them wrong advice. Go talk to the counselor. She might, be able to put you in better classes, or go talk to your teacher to see if you can better understand their assignment that you're going through.
Right.
Just being able to sit there and just actually listen. Don't interrupt. Don't, put your 2 cents in. Just sit there and listen.
Some of us are hard. That's hard for some of us. I'm not going to call any names, but yes, some of us, me, have hard time with that. But yeah, putting students on the right path. In fact, encouraging each other. Because sometimes we need encouragement when we're in an area and maybe we're not getting, quote unquote, the support from the community or our administrator or our whoever's above us. We need to have an ear. Maybe that needs to be an active listening ear as well.
It can be, because you find in a lot of, I would say, not only communities, but faculty and staff communities, sometimes you see people support each other and you see some people hating on each other. So just trying to be more of a family oriented, or more of just, being self-caring for each other is better than, destroying each other.
Oh, I'm going to bring this chapter to a close. We're going to thank Miss Cassandra Ellis for sharing that with us.
Damn.
Thank you for tuning in for Sips from the Sip. Join me next time for a reading of Chapter 14 of William Holtzclaw's book, Black Man's Burden. This program is supported by donations from our listeners. If you enjoy learning about the history of William Holtzclaw, the Utica Institute, and Mississippi, consider donating. To support Sips from the Sip and all the work at the Utica Institute Museum, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Utica Institute. Until next time, this has been Jean Green coming to you from the heart of the Sip.